Hi guys, and welcome to DIY Ideas. Today I will show you how to knit left and right stitches, because those are the two most important types of stitches for any project that you might do. If you want to do only right stitches for the rest of your life, that's fine, you can do some cool stuff with that. But for anything, a little more complex, you will definitely want to do at least those two to make nice patterns and be creative. What you can do with right and left stitches is, for example, scrunchies, socks, hats, you name it, basically anything. I made these in right stitches here. That was actually really nice. Then we have a project, for example, like this one, where you always turn it around. So that's obviously not a round project. And here, there's definitely going to be left stitches. For example, if you wanted to do it, right stitches that are stocking stitches. On the side back, it's stocking left stitches. And we have little right stitches here as accent points. And then we are at the most important point, right stitches. We can see these little V's here. On the back side, they are left stitches. And left stitches on the back side are right stitches. Okay, once you've understood that, it'll definitely get a little easier to understand what we're doing. And with right and left stitches, you can really do really fun things. You can, do all sorts of patterns, just like this one, for example, where you have little accent points. It's really nice for, sweatshirts, socks, just to give a little more structure to the project and have a little bit more of a 3D effect. And to give it structure and just some texture. Okay, here again, we have stocking stitches on the right, and then we have a whole pattern here, and we will go over that in the future. And just so you can see here what it looks like with a whole pattern with a front and back side. This, by the way, is also a garter stitch right. Okay, so only with right stitches. And this is here my little trial piece. So this is all right stitches. It's a very good place to start for sure, because with right stitches, you use them most. That's for sure. The stocking right stitch is like the classic stitch, right? And so any day or anything you start is most definitely going to have right stitches. And we don't want to discriminate here against the left stitches, but in regular patterns, we will always see a stocking stitch right. It's great to understand here how the stitches are on the needle. So they aren't here, fully perpendicular, but they're always a little slanted. They're always a little twisted. Okay, so imagine that there's a rider here on a horse, or someone's walking across the street, always towards the right. Whatever you want to imagine here is fine. So the right leg is always going to be a little more towards the front. Okay, so if you ever lose a stitch, you can orient yourself with that, kind of to see what the other ones look like, to see which leg should be forward. And once you put it on, you can check if it's also the case for the one you just put back on. Okay, for the border here, there's a lot of different ways you can make a border. Here in this case, I did right stitch, front and back. And because of that, we kind of have like a little cute knotted border. I think this looks actually great. Then we have garter stitch right. So they're only right stitches. And you can see here really well that stitches that I did most recently on the right, obviously they're all right stitches, they appear here as kind of like a loop, right? So this is the loop that kind of goes around this thread here. On the other side, it's a left stitch, and this is this kind of like bulge. And now I'm going to show you how to do the right stitches. So we have the thread behind. I usually put it on my hand like this, so it goes through between my pinky and my ring finger, and then again through my middle and pointer finger, and then I wrap it around my pointer finger twice. And so now we have a nice tension. It depends a little bit on the type of thread or like the thickness of the thread of how you want to wrap it around your hand. You might want to do it twice around the pinky finger if it's a thin thread, but also obviously we have all very much different hands and different fingers, so don't force yourself to copy someone else's like wrapping technique of the thread. Just make sure that it works for you. All that is important is that it's not too loose and not too tight. Okay, right stitch. That means I will go in from the left to the right. Okay, so I'm orienting myself towards the right, and I will go here into this loop. Okay, like this. And then we will wrap the thread in with the clock basically around the needle. Okay, and then we can kind of like hold it here with our finger maybe, and then we let it slip here and pull it with our needle, with the right needle. And the loop that was recently on the hook, we can let it go. We'll do this here again. So the working thread is behind. We take our needle, the right needle, go from left to right through the loop, and then we wrap the thread clockwise around the needle, and then we pull the needle and let the other side fall. Okay, then we can scooch a little forward. And now we have our second stitch. Okay, we'll do it one more time. And then we'll continue to the end of the row. Always, scooch everything else forward a little bit. And also just, keep adjusting. And this is great to practice by yourself. Okay, now we have done the right stitches. Perfect. Congratulations. This is definitely the biggest part, and you've done it, okay? Here we have our loops, we have our right stitches, and if you turn it around, you have left stitches. Okay, if we were to continue and we again do right stitches, we will basically stay in the same pattern, but we want to add left stitches here just so we can, go the other way. Okay, first and last stitch will be right, like I said, for the border. Okay, so I will do this again like a right stitch. The thread is behind, and I go from left to right and pull the thread over. So I'm orienting myself towards the right. For the left one, we will pull the thread towards the front. And we will not go in from left to right, but with our right needle we will go in from right to left. Okay, the thread is in the front, and we go behind the thread here and pull it through. Okay, we wrap it around the needle here, and during that the thread is kind of covering a further distance. That's fine. You can kind of hold it here, and then once the right needle is in, we can let the thread drop from the left one. And you can see we have this bulge that we were talking about earlier. That's our first left stitch. We'll do this again here. So we pull the thread to the front, we go in from the right to the left. Okay, we kind of hold it here, wrap it around clockwise, and get the thread over to the right side. We can kind of pull this a little tighter. Here another tip. For the left stitches, you need a little more thread usually. So minimum do them just as tight as the right ones. Okay, thread is in the front. I go in from the right to the left and pull the thread over. Okay, we will do this until the end of the row here. And now we'll do the last one here as a right one again. So again from left to right. Okay, the thread is behind again and we pull it through. Okay, left stitches. They look on the back side obviously like right stitches. So now we have two right stitches here back to back. Okay. And now we are again here doing right stitches. Okay, so if we want to keep the same pattern, we will now do right stitches again. Okay, I continued here a little more. So we have a right stitch and then a left one and then a right one and a left one and so. If you keep obviously turning it and you keep switching off between left and right, you will have the same pattern on the front and on the back. Okay, so we have stocking stitch right on the front and on left on the back. Okay, you can see the difference here between stocking left and garter stitch right when you pull it apart. So with the garter stitch right, you can see here that the right ones go into each other and the left ones kind of are a break in between. Here we do not have that, so we have left one, left one, left one, left one. And yeah, so while we're here, right stitches and left stitches, we can obviously do the stocking stitch right like we did here, and then every now and then add some left stitches. So obviously it depends on what kind of pattern you want, but I always have two left stitches. Or on the back side, we did two right stitches in the same spot, just so we have the same pattern basically on both sides. Here we have 2 and 2. So be creative, do come up with some nice new patterns. I was really enjoying making this video. If you have any questions or any comments, please let me know. I'm always super happy to hear from you guys, and it's easier for me to come up with new topics for new videos if you guys tell me what you want to see. And yeah, if you like this video, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and hopefully I will see you next time here at DIY Ideas. Bye!